I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Clerk, call the roll.
Commissioner Patton?
Here.
Commissioner Hightower?
Here.
Commissioner Webb?
Here.
Commissioner Goss?
Here.
Mayor Ranella?
Here. Okay, we got some visitors in the crowd today. We have a contingent here from the training center that dances on Monday and Friday nights, and they'd like to address the council. Ladies, come forward.
Hello, my name is Vicki Malley, and I just want you to know what this place means to me. I had heard on me that it was going to close, and then Anthony came over Friday night and said it wasn't going to close, but I just wanted you to know exactly what happens over there. On Mondays and Fridays, we have two great bands. They play music. There are people there from my age on up, and we dance, we laugh, we socialize, we eat. It's a place where we can go as seniors and not be in the party crowd. We don't want a bar. We want to go and just relax and have fun. There are people that never dance. They get up or they come in and they sit and they just talk and they listen to the music. Some of us, we dance all night long. Some of us not dance. There is a couple that comes and the wife has dementia, and he takes her out on the dance floor and will dance with her. There's a man that comes in braces. Sometimes he comes in his wheelchair and he will go out on the floor and his wife will dance with him. Or if he uses his braces, he stands out there and he just sways and they dance. There's another man that comes with a crutch. There's a woman that comes in a wheelchair who's had a stroke. And this place means so much to us. We are adults. We pick up after ourselves. We don't trash it. Like I said, we're not party animals. We are just people that want to have fun and enjoy ourselves at a place that is close and that I feel like it belongs to us. We're the citizens of Marion. But there's people that come from DuQuoin. There's some that come from Eltville. They come from all over just to dance and just to have fun. Before I left that place, which I'm missing dancing right now, so that's saying a big thing right there. But before I left, I got hugs from so many people that says, go tell them what this place means to us. For me personally, and I'll try not to cry, but 8 years ago, my husband passed away. He had lung cancer. He was the love of my life, my soulmate. And from that time on, I just stayed at home. There's been no place for me to go. Once again, as I say again, I don't go to bars. That's not my thing. And when I found this place, I'm happy now. And my daughter actually told me Friday, and she said, I told someone the other day, I am so glad to see my mom living again and not just existing. So please, if there's ever anything that we can do to help out, to keep this place open, all you have to do is ask. And I would invite you to come by some Monday or Friday night. Now granted, you might not find a place to park because it is packed, but just see what happens over there. See how much fun we have. So that's all I want to say. Thank you for your time.
Hi, I'm kind of nervous. My name's Amanda. I first off want to tell you that I and the seniors of the Marion Training Center Dance would like to thank you guys so much for letting us use the building and do what we do down there. I got Mary with me. She's going to say a couple of things also. Cindy's back at the training center. She's taking it on by herself. I hope she could do it. We have a really good team down there, the four of us. I have another guy named Bob. He does cleaning. I couldn't ask for a better team. Personally, the center to me is a great place for the seniors because there's seniors that come from all over Southern Illinois. I mean, like she said, there's people from DuQuoin. I know that there's people down in Alexander County and Pope County and all these different counties that come up just to dance with us. And they enjoy it. Like, they come every Monday and Friday night. They're there. We know they're going to be there. So, I mean, it's exciting to get to work and see them on the outside the door just smiling, waiting to get in, because they know when they get in there, they can mingle and meet new people. Like, we have new people that come all the time. And we're like a big family down there. Like, all of us, like Mary, Cindy, me, Bob, we're all family. Like, we all treat each other like we're all, like, as one. They get in there, we go to tell them, like, when they come in, they hug us, they kiss us. When they go to tell us bye, you know, they all hug us, they all kiss us, you know. It's a good place for the seniors. And I've been doing it for, like, the past 3 years on my own, helping with Mary and Cindy and all them. And I really enjoy it because it gives me something to do, too. And I just love the place, and I hate for it to be shut down or closed down and whatnot. And I just think it's a really good place, and I really enjoy it. And you guys should, like she said, come on down and check it out one night. Be my guest. We open the doors at 5. The band comes in and plays at 6. We do have intermissions and stuff like that. So, yeah, thank you.
Oh, hello, how y'all doing today?
Good.
My name is Mary. I want you to know that I have been to the band since it started several years ago, and I'm behind the counter serving the drinks and the food and everything, and all the older people, like I said, love everybody. I mean, I love them, and it's the sad part is we've lost several of them. They've went to heaven on us, and they get to your heart, and it's really. They loved it down there. Everybody just absolutely loved it. And I appreciate you letting us be there. I mean, it's like I worked my whole life, and on Mondays and Fridays, it's like, wow, it's Monday night, let's go, you know. So I appreciate everything, and just will hope we can just continue to do that. And if you want to come, just come join us, and we'll make you feel at home. But I feel like it's just one big happy family with all the, you know, they hug us, like she said, they hug us and everything. And I have had a few tears when the ones that had to go to heaven went on to see. One of them was like, I don't know if y'all know Sam and Eva Jones. I went to school with their son. They had to bury him quite some time back, and it was the saddest part of their life. But appreciate everything, and thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Did you say you open at 5 o'clock?
The doors open at 5. Sorry. The doors open at 5 and the band starts at 6.
Do you open it?
Do I open it? Yes.
Yeah.
You have a key,
Yes.
and do you close it?
Yes.
You lock the doors?
Me and Cindy both. Yes.
You have a key to it?
Yes.
What does it cost you to come to that? Do you pay us for it?
We do a donation. It's $5. That's how.
Per head? Okay.
Okay, and you guys have like a potluck every Monday and
Yeah, we make it optional. We tell everybody if you want to bring a dish, you can. And there's a lot of them that do bring cakes and pies and stuff, and Mary cuts them up and puts them all out there, and we don't charge
I
anything.
think I'll attend if that's what you do.
Well, come on.
I'll say, that's what he was asking for.
Food,
There
yeah.
was food involved.
Yeah, all kinds of stuff. So come on. After you leave here, come on down.
I may do that.
Well, come on.
I can do the polka.
No, hey, I'll get out there with you.
Okay.
We'll do the shuffle.
Wow.
Okay.
Well, I think it'd be safe to say that, this council's heard your request, and like I came Friday to tell you, we have no intentions of shutting that building down.
Great.
Does it need some work? Yes, it
Yeah.
does, and we're going to do our best to find some monies as it becomes available to do the things necessary to keep you in that building and keep things viable for you.
We have had, like, some of our customers, like, willing to, like, donate to help. If that, if it come to that factor of needing, they don't care to help. Like, if something was wrong with, like, the air conditioner, they don't care to help donate if that's what it takes. Then people down there, they're dedicated. I don't want to say it's the same people, because there is the same people that come every night that we're open, but you could just see the dedication, and they don't want that door shut. They really want it to stay open. Like, there was one guy, it's like, I'll give you $100. Will that help out? And I said, I don't know. I really don't know. So, but I mean, like I said, they are dedicated to do anything they have to do to help keep it open.
Well, I just think it's a service the city should continue. It costs us very little money to keep the building open, and I just think the people, us old guys, need a place to go. And
It's great.
and
I
I'm a
just want to let
strong
you know Sandy
ad-
Hunt is really awesome, too. She
I'm a
comes
strong
down all the
advocate
time.
for
I love it.
keeping the building open, so I think we'll be working on that.
Good, thank you. I
Thank
very
you
much
very
appreciate that. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, guys. Sure
Thank you all
appreciate
very
it.
much.
Thank you.
Have a good one.
Yes.
See you a little later.
Watches the videos I post.
See you a little later, he said. Okay, babe, come on.
I'll see you a little later tonight.
Thank you all.
Mayor and City Council, I'm pleased to present you a resolution that was passed at our 5th Division American Legion Convention here on the 10th of June, thanking the city. Special Resolution Number 1, whereas the American Legion 5th Division Department of Illinois shall hold an annual convention prior to the conclusion of the current membership year, and at such time the hosting community shall be recognized by the 5th Division Commander in demonstration of their appreciation for the hosting of said convention, and whereas the 5th Division Commander Jeffrey M. Roscoe, that's myself, and the members of the 5th Division would like to honor the community of Marion, Illinois for the hospitality to the division at this convention. Now therefore be it resolved that this convention of the 5th American Legion Department of Illinois taking place in this community on the 10th day of June 2018 extend to the community of Marion, Illinois our sincere and heartfelt thanks for the 5th Division American Legion hosting their convention. Be it therefore resolved that a copy of this resolution be given to the community of Marion, Illinois as a memento of this occasion. This was unanimously adopted at the 5th Division Convention of the American Legion Department of Illinois held in the community of Marion, Illinois this 10th day of June 2018.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So I will tell you that Marion is becoming kind of the seat in Southern Illinois of the American Legion, the deeper seat. I'm the 5th Division Commander, just about the step down next month, because we can only hold it for 1 year. That's 34 counties in Southern Illinois. It's basically I-70 and everything to Cairo Metropolis. Has 131 posts. I will tell you that you can be very proud of your American Legion post here in this community. They represented very well the convention, the meal, the banquet, everything went off without a hitch. They were very impressed with the housing here. We ended up using the Best Western. That weekend was also the weekend of Little Miss Illinois pageant, so we had that to contend with in finding housing, but everything came off without a hitch. Our American Legion family here in Marion, the entire family, which means the Legion, Auxiliary, and the Sons of the American Legion, reached over 100% this year, every entity. It's been a first time in a long time that's happened. And the post now is 363 members. The entire Legion family is well over 500. So we're very proud of that fact. We're also bringing home for our post here in Marion the #1 award, the Community Service Award. We clocked 12,218 hours in the American Legion in the community activities, and American Legion programs. We also donated $1,000 to the police department for the Canine Project. And that was mainly the American Legion Auxiliary, but part of our Legion family. Next year, 2019, the American Legion will be 100 years old. We are a first day charter post, being number 147. Anybody under 213 in the post member, or post number is a first day charter. We're very proud of that fact, and we want to recognize it, so there's going to be some special programs and things going on this coming year to mark that occasion. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you for all you guys do. Thank you very much. And it being your 100th anniversary, I would probably extend to you that we'll have a proclamation for you next year.
Thank you.
Thank you. Sir, would you like to address the council?
No, I'm just here to observe.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Ball?
Thank you.
Thank you. It's a lot better now.
Okay. Won't be about a minute here. The reason I'm up here on this drug thing is I've discovered it. And I want to say this. I've been in and out of the city most of my adult life. I was not aware of what's really been going on, but it was in my face the last time we met here. Somebody tailgated me at Boulevard. I made a right turn into Century 21, Melby. I happened to look west. There was an old movie building. Must have been 25 cars behind it. Must have been. They look like roaches to me, honestly. And it shocked me. And it shocked me so much, I says, because there's no light back there. And it's right by the Dollar General. And I just talked to Officer Baldwin on my way out from the last meeting, from the last proposal I made regarding the mall and doing a blue ribbon panel on that. And I contacted the police. And they went out there and checked it out. And I think that they did their business over there. I mean, the police got them, or got whoever they needed to. I think it's a bunch of kids, too. But I know this. I know the mayor of Harrisburg. Sunday before last, they busted 14 people in 2 cars in Harrisburg from Marion and Carbondale. They're telling me that these drugs are coming in from Chicago and St. Louis. And they're coming down the I-13 corridor all the way to Kentucky. So I understand, after talking to Officer Baldwin tonight, that you guys have a drug unit. That's good. I'm just learning about all this, okay? So please bear with me. I thought it's something that everybody should know about in Marion, because I think the kiddos, the grandkids, deserve better to clean this town up and make it safe for everybody. And for that, if anybody wants to say something, I'm all ears. Otherwise, I'm done.
Thank you.
Okay.
Would anybody else like to address the council? If not, then we'll get into our agenda. Okay, number 1, Steve Hale. Ordinance 3453, approving authorizing the city of Marion into a loan agreement with First Southern Bank to borrow funds in amount not to exceed $164,300.
Yes. If you recall, last council meeting, we presented the bids before, the interest bids before the council, and they accepted the First Southern bid. It was the lowest bid. This is to, again, and this allows us to formally accept, and for the mayor then to sign the loan documents and to accept the money.
Make that to do so.
Second.
We have a motion on the floor and a second. Any discussion to the motion? Hearing none, clerk call the roll.
Commissioner Patton?
Yay.
Commissioner Hightower?
Yay.
Commissioner Webb?
Yay.
Commissioner Goss?
Yay.
Mayor Ranella?
Yay. Chris?
Thank you, Council, Mayor. My first item for Hub Recreation Center, regretfully so, is the resignation approval, council approval for resignation of a full-time employee in our leadership staff. That's resignation of Rashad Rucker as Sports and Recreation Coordinator in that particular department. He has submitted his resignation as of Monday, the 18th, and so I've regretfully accepted it and need approval for that to move forward with interim position, most likely. We're pursuing that internally, and then we'll be looking at external and internal candidates for that position going forward. Rashad Rucker has started with us near the beginning as an intern. He's served us well the past 2 years in that position. He's been committed to our mission, and it's going to be difficult to replace him. He has served in that department, overseeing 6 sports, and has served a multitude of youth in our community. So I want to thank him for his service throughout the time that he's been with us. So that is my first item.
He did an excellent job. In fact, last year, we were made aware that we would no longer be in the Southern Illinois be allowed to be in the Southern Illinois Football League, and it happened at a time where it was later on in the summer, and a lot of schedules had been made, and Rashad took it upon himself and reached out and found, we probably have 100, 120 kids in the program. He found them football games. Yes, we got to travel a little bit, but now we're also in a league, and
Yes.
and
Yeah, he secured over 6 to 8 games per grade. Last year, we had grades 6, 7, and 8.
Yep.
And we're going forward with the Central Football League, Central Illinois Football League. They've accepted us in and a probationary level for this season, and we are looking to get the registrations for all 4 grades, 5th through 8th, to go forward with a strong season with a set game schedule and 3 home games.
And besides that, he did a lot of traveling with these kids, and he made sure that not only the kids but the parents behaved themselves and represented Marion in the way that it should be. So
Yes.
he's going to be sorely missed. Wish him the best, and hope you bestow upon him if there's anything we can ever do for him in the future. Just let us know.
That's right. I agree. Thank you.
I got a motion to accept the resignation of Rashad Rucker as our Sports and Recreation Coordinator.
I'll make that motion.
We got a motion.
Second.
And a second. Hearing no discussion. Clerk, call the roll.
Commissioner Hightower?
Yay.
Commissioner Patton?
Yay.
Commissioner Webb?
Yay.
Commissioner Goss?
Yay.
Mayor Ranella?
Yay.
Okay, our part-time hire recommendations include Daniel Gunlock for a lifeguard at $9.50 per hour. Brett Blair, security officer at $15 an hour. Abigail Moore, child watch at $9 an hour. Cafe attendant, $9 an hour. And front desk attendant, $9 an hour. And finally, Carly Reichert at child watch, $9 an hour. Cafe attendant, $9 an hour. And front desk attendant, $9 an hour.
Okay, and these additional employees are due to others leaving us?
Yes, it's to cover the same number of hours. We have 2 security officers, actually. We'll be looking to hire some additional. We have 2 that are moving on to full-time positions. Will remain with us as fill-in, but that's a replacement there, and certainly for our busy summer season, our lifeguard and our other positions, child watch, cafe attendant, front desk, it's all to cover the hours that we have set within the schedule for those that are leaving us.
Okay. Gentlemen, what's your pleasure?
I'll make a motion to
approve these hires as mentioned.
Got a motion?
Second.
Second. Any discussion? Hearing none, clerk call the roll.
Commissioner Hightower.
Yay.
Commissioner Patton.
Yay.
Commissioner Webb.
Yay.
Commissioner Goss.
Yay.
Mayor Renella.
Yay.
And my additional job classification is tabled at this time, and that's my agenda.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, number 3 is Borden Street Community Center, county council approval of the appointment of Elva Prince to the Borden Street Community Board. As you guys probably know, Elva's come up here quite a bit, and actually, she wanted to start a dog park, and the park district beat her to it, but she is somebody that will be a great addition to that board and work hard and have the best interest of the city and the Borden Street community in her heart. So it's my high recommendation that she be appointed to this board.
So moved.
I'll say.
Motion, second. Hearing no discussion, clerk call the roll.
Commissioner Hightower.
Yay.
Commissioner Patton.
Yay.
Commissioner Webb.
Yay.
Commissioner Goss.
Yay.
Mayor Renella.
Yay. Okay, number 4 and 5 they're kind of one and the same, except we're accepting the right-of-way from the Chris Realty on the east side of the road and the Fuchs on the west side. So ordinance 3454, ordinance approving and accepting the right-of-way dedication of the west half, the south halfway road from West Main Street to Westminster. Grantors, Fluke LTD Partnership.
I make a motion to adopt ordinance 3454.
Got a motion to accept ordinance 3454. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Got a second. Is there discussion?
Yes, the only question I had, guys, is there a reason why we're doing this in dedication and not fee? They donated to us. Gotcha. As long as we use it for road purposes, it'll always be there. Perpetual easement.
What's approximate acres, Glenn? Do you know? The approximate acres, I'm just curious how many? For both of them, total. Okay, thank you.
I'll second that motion.
Got a motion on the floor and a second. Hearing no discussion, clerk call the roll.
Commissioner Hightower.
Yay.
Commissioner Patton.
Yay.
Commissioner Webb.
Yay.
Commissioner Goss.
Yay.
Mayor Renella.
Yay. Ordinance 3455 is the same thing, except this is the east side of the road. Ordinance approving and accepting right-of-way dedication of the east half of South Halfway Road from West Main Street to Westminster. Grantors, Chris Realty Company.
I make a motion to adopt ordinance 3455.
Got a motion to adopt.
Second.
Second. Hearing no discussion, clerk call the roll.
Commissioner Hightower.
Yay.
Commissioner Patton.
Yay.
Commissioner Webb.
Yay.
Commissioner Goss.
Yay.
Mayor Renella.
Yay. Number 6, Training Center. Steve, is this a personnel item that we need to discuss in executive session, or no?
You don't have to.
Okay. Commissioner Goss, you have the floor.
There's been an ongoing issue for a couple of years that's never been resolved. I think there was a question whether or not it was going to continue the building or not, but regardless, we've been paying to get that building closed $26.69 an hour just to close it. Amounts to about $20,000 a year. And I think it's time to change that policy, end it today, and look to hire a part-time janitor to go down there and clean as needed and make sure it's closed up. But the way I understood this, these people here, they do the opening and they also do the closing, so I see no reason we have to have someone there, because they open and close now. But $26 an hour is, I think we can do better than that. So I would like, I don't know whether we can approve that tonight or not, but to give it some consideration, I'd like to terminate that policy and go for a part-time janitor.
And
how many hours are we talking if we go to a part-time janitor?
I don't think you have to
Well,
have very many.
actually, it's only on Monday and Friday.
It's only temporary. I mean,
And basically, it's not a policy or procedure, it's a person, one person. We have two part-time people that do this, they're city employees. Mayor Butler had started the policy, the procedure, or the process some years ago, because of the liability of having people use city buildings and having no one there. And I know it has been an issue with the council for some time. You did hear the three people here express that they really do appreciate, and that person that's one of our staff members is part of their team. And actually, if the council wants to act on this, they said they would all come up here and ask that this person stay. So if you want to act on it tonight, or if you want to wait till next meeting, you'll have all 100 people from the city, from the senior group coming up to ask the council.
it's my understanding that this is not a budgeted item.
It is, it's on the hub budget. It's under overtime.
No, it's not budgeted.
Well, her hours are in the hub budget, and then the library budget.
No,
We don't have anything on City Hall.
Not the overtime.
no, it's not budgeted.
Nothing budgeted for that, for the overtime.
So how many hours does this individual
This would
work
take 8 hours.
per week? So that's,
As of August,
Hold on a minute, it's been 16.
but actually, Johnny
Recently,
is,
they've decided to go to 8.
Yeah.
After this issue's coming up, because I've been involved in this a couple of years trying to get it done. And regardless, we're paying $26 an hour down there to do it, and that's not right.
Well, your point's well taken, and, you know, we have to do some renovations, and the cost savings that will result from going to part-time can maybe perhaps do some of these
That's right,
costs.
that's
And I
right.
can appreciate the fact that people are passionate about this, and you may have 100 people coming, but we're beholden to the entire town, 17,500, and we're more beholden to them than we are a smaller group of individuals. I mean, we
Well,
have to be
I think
good
that,
fiduciaries of our taxpayers' money.
you're right. And it's my understanding that there's a question how much they needed our person down there, because they open and close it. That's the comments that I've heard. As far as what they do down there is very little.
so is it 2 nights or 4 nights a week?
It'll be, as of August, the end of August, it'll be 2 nights a week. Right now, it's 4 nights. Oh, well, no, right now, it's 3 nights.
And why are we waiting until the end of August?
John A. has one class still there until the end of August.
Okay, well, there's no reason to get rid of John A. Logan, because it doesn't cost much to run this building anyhow.
But actually, that's been recommended, and we've already done that.
Pardon me?
And discussion with the mayor, because it is his building, under public affairs, we've already asked John A. to take their classes, and they have other places they can have classes.
Well, that's fine with me, but we're still talking $26 an hour, and I say it's time to end that.
So this employee, does she stay there the whole time, or just to open and close it, or do you
She
know?
works at the hub until 5, and then she goes down after she gets off work at the hub, and she is there until, and she does help lock up because Amanda just said she did.
She's there the whole time that the employees, or the,
Would she be willing to go on her own volition without being paid? I mean, they like her company. I mean, would she just be willing to go just because it's fun?
I think you need, for liability's sake, you need an employee there. We have no part-time custodians that are able to go.
They could be
So you have
hired.
to hire a total stranger to go down and accompany all of these people that are familiar with other people.
And they would have to establish a rapport and that kind of,
No, there's a difference of opinions on that. From what, but that's an immaterial to the point. The point is, do we want to pay $26.69 an hour to lock it up? I say that's ridiculous. We can get it done. The people just told us they open it and close it themselves. They got the keys. So why are we paying $26 an hour? If you figure that out, guys, there's not too many people in the city making $26 an hour out here in these offices. My people over in the Treasury Department, they'd love to have a $26 an hour job. And they work pretty hard every day. They don't come close to that. So it's just not fair to them
That's
to
our
be
time,
paying
that's our
somebody
time and a
else.
half rate.
So I think that we're certainly not doing the
That's not
taxpayers
our
a
hourly
favor.
rate, that's our time and a half rate. And that's their time and a half rate.
That's time and a half rate, but it's what we're paying.
And those individuals at in the treasurer's office make a very good salary within the city.
They're making $20, one of them making $22 an hour, and they work 8 hours a day, and they work hard. I mean, their nose is in it all day long, and they don't get their $26. So it's not fair to these people.
Now, these other ladies that came tonight and spoke, are they paid employees or they're just volunteers?
They're not employees.
Yeah, they're just
Okay.
patrons.
Okay, I mean, they act like, they kept saying they work there, so I assume,
They work on
they
the
volunteer.
counter serving them.
so they're just volunteers?
Yeah.
That's what I thought. I wanted to,
It's been a volunteer group for years. We've had
Okay.
a city person there, I don't know, for a number of years.
And since it's not a budgeted item, if you want to complete the project, you've got to do something to get it in the budget.
And Johnny, how much did you say a year we were spending on this?
Well, you mean the cost of our building?
No.
Steve run me off the figures. It's about $7,600 a year that we put out there to maintain the building.
No, I'm talking the salary of this one individual.
$26.69 is the overtime rate.
Right, but I thought you said near $20,000.
It'll run close to $20,000 a year if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
In fact, I know it does. But as far as us maintaining that building, according to Steve's figure, it cost us $7,600 last year for light bills, extermination, and internet charges. So it's not a drain on us, and these people rent it. I think we get close to $6,000 a year rent from these people, so it's nearly a wash. The only thing we have to improve the building some, or we need to. But financially, there's no excuse to spend $26 an hour to lock that thing up.
We get $600 a month from the Monday, Friday through in rent.
$600 a month?
Uh-huh.
That's $7,000 a year, so it's a wash
That's
on
like
our expenses.
72.
It's a wash. Well, anyhow, I think the policy needs to be ended. And if not, we got to make room to put it into the budget.
So
That's all
I
the
guess,
comment.
I guess and I did some quick math here, at $20,000 a year, at $26.69 an hour, that's 14 hours a week for 52 weeks a year. That just,
She's been working 16 hours down there.
every single week of
I don't know,
the
but
year?
according to the payroll figures, it's well over $20,000 if she gets an overtime. More,
So after August, it would be 8 hours.
Okay.
yeah, there's no point in doing that.
What will we pay a man these first, like 10 or 11 bucks?
I'm just trying to wrap my head around the number.
Janitors?
Yeah.
Yeah, $10, $11, and you need them just to go down there maybe.
We currently would have to contract, because we have no maintenance person available.
They can,
Recently, we had the senior citizens, we were trying to work out something with the hub to send one of their part-time people down. It would actually put them in a benefit status and hours over. So we had to contract with expert custodial so that to have somebody to cover a senior citizen's janitor's vacation. We couldn't find anybody else. The hub doesn't have anybody that we can use. The Civic Center doesn't have anybody that, they would be way over hours. And the Pavilion didn't have anybody that was interested.
you are saying after, it's going to 8 hours because John A's dropping out.
Right. So when you look at the income versus the outgo, you're not
That'll
talking.
bring it down to less than 10,000 a year, it sounds like.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, basically, it's because of a conflict with one commissioner and the person who's doing it. So that
that's
person
not
and that
so.
commissioner.
That is not so. I resent that statement. It's because it's $26 an hour. That does not justify being paid $26 an hour regardless of who it is. Now, if you can justify $26 an hour for that type of work, you speak up and do it.
You're actually talking about a person who's, quote, supervising and being in charge. When we have a storm, when we have other things going on, we call to make sure those people are safe. We have to have somebody to talk to. We have to make sure somebody monitors the weather alarms.
No, baloney.
And so if you want to leave a bunch of people down there with a custodian, then that's what you're choosing to do. I'm just saying, as city administrator, I think it's the wrong move.
Okay, I've had my say, guys. If you want to continue paying it, figure out somebody to put it in the budget, because it's not a budgeted item. But I think that if we continue paying $26 an hour, we're not doing our taxpayers any justice.
But I would completely agree with you, Johnny, but I think what we have to do before we jump to action is have a contingency plan. And I'm not sure that right now we've got that, because that person has to be not only a janitor, but it also has to be someone that can open and close the place, if I'm understanding the whole situation right.
Yeah, I agree with that.
correctly. So
What about the second young lady that spoke?
Yeah, there's a lot of people, but they open and close it
Well, I
anyhow.
agree with Gail, we gotta have somebody down there that can represent the city, and
Yep.
as Commissioner Hightower said, these people want somebody they know and can trust and have a
Sure.
rapport with.
That can be worked out, no question. In fact, I was led to believe that as May 1st, that this was going to happen May 1st, and there'd be, other people would be sent down there to handle the deal, and that hasn't happened. That didn't happen, and I was told that it was supposed to be done, and that it wasn't budgeted because of that point.
I agree with you, Johnny. The 2669 is way too much for that type of work.
Yeah.
But again, I think we need to think this through and come up with a plan on how we're going to solve the issue.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
So we can table it and then do our due diligence and revisit it in the near future then? Does that sound right?
Do anything that you want to do.
Well,
But,
you're all gonna come back, it's gonna come back to the same thing. I mean, whether you do it tonight or,
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, we got to have that person, whoever that person is. And I don't think we have that right now.
so you allow the same individual to work under her, the pretense that she's working right now until you find that person.
Exactly. That's exactly my point. I don't think that we can say, hey, let's stop this tonight, because we don't have a plan together to piece it together. I think we need to move that direction, but I think we need to come up with a plan before we say,
It's basically tabling it.
I see we have got no choice to table until we come up with some alternatives. I agree with you.
I don't have any problem with tabling. I just want a consensus that we need to do something.
This person that goes down there, she's not bargaining unit, right? She's not, okay.
No, she works for us at the hub.
And beside that, I hear that it's not in the budget, but this is not in the budget. So we have to do something, one way or the other, we have to do something about it. So we can just table it out till next time and see if we come up with a consensus.
So what I hear you say then, in saying that, going forward in the future, that if something's not in the budget, then we'll not do it.
Well, that's all I hear from certain people. It's not like a part-time janitor. We can't hire one because we aren't budgeted for it.
I understand that, but you're saying it's not budgeted, so therefore we shouldn't do it.
No,
My question to you, sir, is that going forward in this city doing business, that if something is not budgeted, then we will not do it.
No, I haven't said that. It would take council approval to change it or amend it.
It's got to be one way, it's got to be one way or the other.
Oh, it doesn't.
Yes, it does.
We amend the budget several times. We've amended the budget for, it includes something that has come up. And we handle it the same way. You'd have to amend the budget if it's become necessary and the council approved it.
We did appropriations in the past, but we haven't did them in the last several years. Well, yeah, we did one this year, didn't we?
Yeah.
Appropriation budget?
Yeah, we have.
Yeah, this year.
Yeah, and we amended
It used to be a regular thing, We lived beyond our means and had to do an appropriation at the end of the
Yeah,
year.
we still do, because things come up,
Yeah.
you get additional revenues.
For sure.
That, stuff happens.
Yeah.
You have additional expenses you didn't count, repairs you didn't count on.
Okay.
One thought I had was, if it's a budget issue, could she work 8 less hours at the hub and put those hours towards that job? That way she's straight time there? Just a thought.
But if she wanted to do it on straight time, there's no problem.
I think that's something you'd have to discuss with Chris.
Yeah, I don't know what her workload is at the hub, but
She takes her manager duties at the hub, so I just can't, I mean, I'm sorry. She's not a manager at the hub?
Yeah, she is, but I don't think she did it on straight time. She works her full time at the hub.
Yeah.
It's not an issue of who it is or what it is. The issue is $26 an hour. That's my issue.
Is it reasonable to do this by next meeting so we won't kick this can down the road any further? I mean,
Do whatever.
can we resolve this maybe by?
You have to put it out for bid. Is that right?
Pardon me?
Well, you'll have to open up, number one, we'd have to open up a job position. Is that right?
Have to be a position.
So, number one, so I guess the answer to that is no. At next meeting, you'd have to create the job position, and then at the following meeting, you could do the person.
Unless you get a special call, yeah.
And you're going to hire a person to work 8 hours.
Well, I don't know.
I don't know how much you're gonna save.
I mean,
You're going to save a bunch.
I mean, if she's going to 8 hours anyway, I mean,
It still boils down to $26 an hour,
that's the
Jim,
essential point.
whether it's 1 hour or 2 hours, it doesn't deserve $26 an hour to close up the building. So,
Now, if we had a laborer apply, we'd have to pay them overtime, and their current wage would be a lot more overtime than this. So if you open it up to bid, if somebody...
well, I think bid's wasn't the appropriate word. I guess we would have to,
take resumes.
make a new job classification for that specific building and what the intended nature of the job is going to be, so that's what we would have to do, so. That would have to be done by the July 9th meeting, and then then you'd have to advertise, I mean, you don't have to advertise it, but you could advertise it. There's somebody in the paper business here, he's sitting there in the back.
you got a
back
couple
row,
there.
but you can advertise it and see what you get. Do you have a salary recommendation for that? What do we pay our other janitors?
Yeah.
At the pavilion and the hub, or do they vary?
$10 to $19 an hour.
Yep.
Part-time people.
$19.
Part-time are $9, so we'd pay about the same as McDonald's. Well, we pay some for 30 to 19.
You pay a janitor $19
slip
an
that
hour,
in
did I
there,
hear
Joe.
you say?
Yeah.
Is there, and I don't know, is there a need for additional part-time janitor time at the hub?
What's his face?
No.
The singer says.
We're good there.
Yeah.
So what's his face?
We're meeting what their
The
budget
singer
needs
says
are. They have an
it's been there
opening
forever.
currently.
So I think we're gonna,
Pay 11 or 12. He's in the.
I may be wrong, but who's gonna apply for a job for 8 hours a week? May be wrong.
You'll find out.
No way to find out unless we do it.
Okay,
What are you gonna do if nobody applies, or none of your applications are worthy of putting down there with
Yeah.
that group of people? I mean, that's, something needs to be considered. Okay, let's move on. We'll table that one.
Wasn't that it? That's all I have.
Yeah.
Okay.
Commissioner Hightower, do you have anything for the council?
The council needs to approve its minutes.
Oh, we did not. I apologize for that.
And that item under old business, is that
the
table?
old business, got one here.
I didn't know. That was in the packet. I didn't know.
Oh, yeah, no, we did do that one. That's a biggie. Thank you.
Actually,
Yeah, we had some revisions to the intergovernmental agreement.
The revision was basically the Yeah, well, there were two. One was the wage, which is Section 3, was rewritten to match union labor contracts, so that the amount of compensation that's paid, from the school district versus, and the city, would be with our ongoing labor contract for the FOP. That was a difference, and the school board agreed to that, thanks to Steve. And then there was a second on the word may was changed to shall on page 2, item H. It said the city shall provide instead of may provide, and that was what the school district had passed. Section H, second page.
Yeah.
So the school board did pass this and signed it last week.
Right.
And Dr. Oates brought it up, and they were fine with everything else that the city had put forward.
I didn't read our latest one. I read the one the school had the other day. It was a question I had about, were we going to provide continuous coverage in the event that an officer is incapacitated? Let's say they call in sick that day. I mean, is the city going to provide coverage that day for?
That was up to the staffing in the police department.
So nothing is memorialized, it's just kind of?
No, nothing was memorialized on that.
Only other question I had on page 3, item J, Steve, maybe you can help me out with this. The Marion Unit 2 may request replacement of the school resource officer, and the city shall assign a new SRO within 14 days of a written request from the Marion Unit 2. Is our pool that we would pull from a list of our existing officers, or would we need, my point is 14 days enough?
Well, we only have one person who was interested.
Yeah.
That's my point.
I'm going to say, I'm going to go out on a limb and say, no.
That's my point. 14 days may not be enough there.
Well, what their plan is, they'll use existing officers with at least 3 years of experience, and then they'll go by the least seniority if they can't get volunteers.
Yeah, we did have a contingent plan if no one volunteered.
Okay.
But if the school district found it wasn't a good match, that would at least give them a time.
Thank you.
Yeah, that rolls down there.
Yes, it does.
Okay,
I'll move that we adopt that.
yeah. We got a motion to adopt?
I'll second.
Got a second? Clerk, call the roll.
Commissioner Hightower.
Yay.
Commissioner Patton.
Yay.
Commissioner Webb.
Yay.
Commissioner Goss.
Yay.
Mayor Ranella.
Yay. And was there any additions or corrections to the minutes of the regular meeting of June 11th? If not, those will be approved in the special meeting of June 15th.
Doug, did you have on that?
Yeah, the only thing that I saw on the June 15th was we had 3 items listed on our special meeting, but only 2 were addressed in the minutes. I understand that the other item was
Tabled.
tabled.
And it didn't
Okay.
get mentioned.
Okay.
Yes.
We probably need to make note of that it was
Okay.
tabled.
That will be noted and those minutes approved. Okay. Commissioner Hightower had nothing. Commissioner Patton, do you have anything for the council?
No, sir.
Commissioner Webb?
Good.
You have a little bit of
Make a motion
business?
to pay monthly bills, funds become available.
I'll second that.
Got a motion and a second. Call the roll.
Commissioner Hightower.
Yay.
Commissioner Patton.
Yay.
Commissioner Webb.
Yay.
Commissioner Goss.
Yay.
Mayor Ranella.
Yay.
Make a motion to pay the consent agenda.
I'll second.
No discussion? Call the roll.
Commissioner Hightower.
Yay.
Commissioner Webb.
Yay.
Commissioner Patton.
Yay.
Commissioner Goss.
Yay.
And Mayor Vanella.
Kind of mixing it up there.
Yes, seeing if you're awake.
Yeah. Keep everybody on their toes. Okay. All right. That concludes tonight's meeting. Is there a motion for adjournment? And we'll see everybody have a great and safe 4th of July. And we'll see you on the 9th of July. Is there a motion to adjourn?
Make a motion to adjourn.
Got a motion and a second. Call the roll.
Commissioner Hightower.
Yay.
Commissioner Patton.
Yay.
Commissioner Webb.
Yay.
Commissioner Goss.
Yay.
Mayor Ranella.
Yay.